The Keystone Award recognizes those individuals who have shown exemplary leadership through their volunteerism and generosity of multiple Indiana University campaigns or fundraising initiatives.
For Judi and me, philanthropy has always been about rolling up our sleeves, getting involved, being part of the community, understanding the need, and then helping to meet it.
There are many ways in which philanthropists can give back to a university through their time, talent, treasure, and testimony. But few have given back to IU in so many ways as Milt, Stewart, and his wife, Judi.
It's been incredibly fun and creative and challenging for us to do so many different eclectic things around the university. It gives us joy.
Milt Stewart was born shortly after the end of World War II. Like many military families at the time, his parents had few financial resources available to start their young lives as a family. Milt spent his early years growing up in an abandoned Air Force barracks and in a small rooming house. He was always a high achiever in school, but college appeared financially impossible, until a high school counselor approached him one day in the halls.
The guidance counselor asked me, "Well, son, where are we going to go to college?" And I said, "Sir, I don't think that's in the cards for me. My family can't afford it." And he said, "If you really want to go, we'll find a way."
Milt began looking around at various schools in the Midwest until he paid a visit to IU during the annual Little 500 weekend and fell in love.
I was provided with scholarships and fellowships all the way through, graduated from undergraduate school with no student debt, and from law school with no student debt. And that became the huge impetus for me to give back.
Milt graduated with a law degree in 1971 and traveled to Portland, Oregon and established a long, successful career as an international lawyer. While on the West Coast, he met and fell in love with Judi. Together, they thrived for more than a quarter of a century, with Judi spending many days listening to Milt's fond stories of his time at IU.
Instead of first taking me to visit his mother and brother in Lincoln, Nebraska, he took me to IU, to Bloomington, to meet the university campus and the university and some of his friends there. And I fell in love immediately.
Although the Stewarts began getting involved in a number of different campus activities, it was clear that one of Milt's first and most passionate loves was for the Maurer School of Law. They began seeking out students who, like Milt when he was a young man on campus, excelled academically but struggled financially to attend the School of Law. Their answer? The Stewart Fellows Program.
And it provides fully funded scholarships for students to do global externships. And that's extraordinary, to be able to provide students an opportunity to spend a couple of months abroad working with a foreign law firm or a foreign nonprofit or human rights organization or company. Those are life-changing opportunities for our students.
One of the key aspects that's made this partnership between Indiana University and the Stewarts so fruitful is because of this real belief that we're living in a globalized world. And the Stewarts, they are two of the most global people I've ever met.
Another significant contribution to the Maurer School of Law is the Stewart Center for the Global Legal Profession.
There is a group of faculty that are assembled around global issues with respect to law. And that influences not just our students, obviously, but it also influences our faculty.
Milt also serves on the IU Foundation Board, chaired the recent highly successful For All campaign, and joined Judi on the board of the Sidney and Lois Eskenazi Museum of Art. Judi has also become deeply involved with the Women's Philanthropy Leadership Council and the annual Women's Colloquium, where she hosts her annual post-colloquium theme parties.
Judi is such a great example of what the Colloquium for Women of Indiana University means and the sort of function that it plays, because it gave Judi a home at IU. She not only embraced the Colloquium and Indiana University, she saw a way to contribute.
I've never looked back. I stayed very involved over the years, and it's been an important part of my IU history.
It's not the size of the gift that matters, it's the effect on students' lives. I can't imagine where I'd be in life if it hadn't have been for my 7 years of education at Indiana University. And none of that would have been possible without philanthropy. And so we give back to change lives, and to change lives in the way that mine was changed.